and welcome back to Anna and the Aardvark. We're back! Do you know, over the last month I have really missed doing this. I went part-time because I was running out of things to say, and almost every week I sat there and I thought, golly, you know, I really miss it. But doing that whole month rather than every week or every couple of weeks has actually really worked, because I've got a very long list. So where do we start? I think the most exciting place to start is that I have decided that I am breaking out completely and utterly. I have decided that I've had enough of being locked indoors, scared of COVID. Now, obviously I'm not going far because of my ME, but I am going to go back to town when I can and go in a shop, which I haven't been doing at all. I'd really like to go back to church, really like to go back to church. That's another thing that I have missed an awful lot. I also want to make use of the art library at the Bristol University campus, which you can here. If you've got a regular library card, you can use their library as well. And the reason that I've made this decision is I've been locked in pretty much for 2 years, which hasn't been that much fun these last couple of months, because I've been feeling a little bit better. But the main reason is I watch the statistics like a hawk. You have no idea how much I look at the statistics. But basically, all the numbers are very stable at the moment. The likelihood of going into hospital, even if you've got underlying conditions, is really small at the moment. Going into intensive care, I mean, pretty much everybody in ITU, yeah, intensive care unit, they're people that haven't had the vaccine or haven't been boosted. And I just think it's time to stop being so scared. I have friends who have had it, have got it. Hello, the Allen household. I hope you feel better soon. And it's, I don't know, you know, it's just time. It's just time. And apart from anything, I need a haircut. Look at the state of this. It's so long and big. I can't wait to go to the barber's. In fact, I'm going on Thursday, all being well. So that will be a really exciting trip. I'm hoping to meet a friend for a cup of coffee afterwards, which will be equally as lovely. My first taste of freedom, really. So I just launched in there, really, didn't I? And went bleh, without saying a proper hello and a welcome. So if you're new to this channel, hello, my name's Anna. This is Mr. Aardvark, and this is Anna and the Aardvark, and we just generally talk about life in general. I live with ME, I'm also autistic, and I just tend to jabber on at the camera because it's kind of fun. If you're a returner, hi, welcome back. Do you know, when I wave, you don't see yourself waving, and then when you see yourself wave, it looks really bizarre. Try it in the mirror. So what else have I got to tell you? Ah, yes, do you remember last time I was telling you that I was going to go on an art holiday, which wasn't specifically being taught art. It was a group of us from my art group, and we went to a Airbnb house in Wales, quite close to Neath. I will try and insert a picture now. Hopefully that'll work. And basically we were just going to spend Monday to Friday pottering around, doing our own thing, doing our own art, chatting, getting to know new people. Hi Sarah. And it's been interesting for me. It was really fun. It was really fun, but I had to leave early. It was a combination of my tiredness, my ME flaring up because I was doing too much, and it was also my sensory stuff to do with autism. I just got overwhelmed, and the combination was feeding each other, so one would get worse and it would feed into the other. So I had to make a very grown-up decision, which I'm not really very good at, and I left on Thursday morning because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get home safely on Friday because I would be too tired or too stressed. But it was a very useful tool to measure where I'm at with things, as in what is too much fun. And I have to say it that way because it really was too much fun. It was so good. Anyway, the house, as you saw from the photo, absolutely stunning building. And it was lovely to be around people from art group, because I haven't been to art group regularly, well, not for the last 2 years. In fact, I think I've been once, maybe twice in 2 years. The first year we tried to do it on Zoom, or most people were able to do it on Zoom. I don't like Zoom, it makes me feel so tired and and then this past year, well, in the summer it was lovely because one of the group opened up her garden so that we could meet in her garden, which was amazing. That was really nice. And the added bonus is that she lives 2 minutes round the corner from me, and that's walking. So really close. So the art group, they're an amazing bunch. They really are a talented bunch and a beautiful bunch of people to be around. The house was very quirky. It has its problems, and it's because at the moment there's just been a changeover in ownership, and so the faults that the previous owner had left behind have not yet been fully rectified. And we found this out with, there were two things that probably really needed sorting out. One was the upstairs loo. When you flushed it, it made such an awful noise. Honestly, you would think that it was one of these ones with the tank all the way up here, with a long chain to pull, which I hate anyway because I think they're going to fall on me. But when it was making this awful noise that would go on for like 20-25 seconds, you'd think that the whole thing was just going to come off the wall or something, or explode. Oh, it was awful. And poor Sarah, she had the room next door to the loo. So I think a lot of us were going to the downstairs loo in the night just so that we didn't wake everybody up. The other thing that happened was we had a lot of rain at one point, and it resulted in a leak coming in through the skylight in the kitchen, which brought down part of the ceiling, well, the plaster anyway, and lots of water everywhere. And oh, I did feel sorry for them, because there was also no Wi-Fi because there had been storms 2 days before. And we were just constantly ringing up saying, oh, what's wrong with this? And can we have some help with that? And by the way, the ceiling's coming off. And oh, bless them, they must have hated us completely. However, it really was beautiful. And I caught up with people that I haven't seen for a very long time. Hello, Jeff and Teresa, if you are watching. Met a new person. Hello, Aaron. And hi to the rest of the gang. It made me realise that I do want to do art group again. But the problem that I have is that church is on Sunday and art group is on Monday, and doing something 2 days in a row like that is too much. So I think what I'm going to do, and this actually works quite well because my church currently is running different services every other week, and I prefer a particular service. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe 1 week go to church, and then the following week go to art groups. So I get 2 art groups a month and 2 church a month. And on the Sundays that I don't go to church, I can watch the live streaming. which would be, that would be good actually. That would be a good way of figuring that out. Cool, talk about planning. I need to write, hang on, I need to write that down. There we are. Right, I won't forget that now. I love a list. Don't you love a list? I love a list. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a book, and of course the book is over there. So bear with me and I will go and get the book. Hello again. So, if you are a regular viewer, you will know that at night time I read a big fat textbook. It's my big boring book at bedtime. But currently I'm reading a fiction book. Dun dun dun! I hardly ever read fiction. As you know, I'm a textbook lover. My shelves are full of textbooks. You know, I think I've probably got about 10 fiction books. Anyway, back in November, I was on a plane going on holiday, cheeky holiday, and I was reading my dad's book over his shoulder because he was reading and I was bored, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. And so I asked about it, and he has introduced me to this book by Susanna Gregory. I hope that I hope that's not back to front on the video. If it is, it's an omnibus. So the first book is called A Plague on Both Your Houses, and the second book is An Unholy Alliance. And they're murder mysteries essentially, and they are based in Cambridge University, but back in the days of plague, so the 1300s kind of time. And they are just so good, so good. Now, this is great because I'm reading fiction and I'm really enjoying fiction, so maybe it's something that I will try and do more of. If I want to carry on with this series, there's 25 books, so that could take a while. I don't think I could read them back to back all the way through, but maybe, you know, maybe I'll try and read, I don't know, 2 a year or something maybe. Yeah, who knows. So that was quite a big surprise actually, reading a fiction book. Next on my list is the National Geographic magazine. Yes, because I've been drinking. I have been drinking. I've been drinking coffee in my cool Aardvark mug. I can talk. So yeah, National Geographic magazine. I was really, really lucky at Christmas and I got a year's subscription to the magazine. I love the magazine very much, and thank you, Mum and Dad. And I was looking in it and I was shocked by something, absolutely rocked to my roots. For a very, very long time, I have wanted to go on safari and experience that. I think it's the most humbling of experiences, you know, because it won't be long before you won't be able to see those particular animals that you would see on safari. The National Geographic magazine that I was reading at the time had some information in it, articles about going on safari, and I found out that, perhaps naively, I had believed that when you go on safari, you obviously book into some sort of accommodation, then you get into one of those special vans and you drive off and you see your zebras and your elephants and everything. But what I hadn't realised was it won't only be your tour that's doing that. There will be hundreds of people doing that. So when you get to your spot to watch animals, you are amongst many, many other vehicles. And there's a picture which I will put in here. hope that one worked. And basically it just shocked me and it upset me, because I think if it's just one vehicle or a couple of vehicles, you're not going to impact on that animal's life. But when there's 20 odd vehicles with all those people, animals are not going to be acting normally. They're going to have a reaction to you being there, and perhaps even you make them slightly tame, because that happens day after day after day, and they should not be in any way tame. And so I'm not going to go on safari. I'm just not, because I don't think that's right. And that's sad. It is sad, because I like safaris. And not that I've been on one, but I like the thought of them. Another thing that I really like the thought of, and started looking at again after a conversation with my friend Ali, hello Ali, was people that live in vans. Now, people that live in vans have a very special place in my heart. A long time ago, a long time ago, when I was probably still at school, and into my mid-20s, I suppose, my brother always wanted to live in a van. He wanted to be a proper hippie, do up an ambulance or something, ride around the country selling vinyl at all the big festivals. And that was great. It was a great idea, except he forgot to learn to drive, so that never happened. And then life happened as well, so, you know, he stayed very stationary. But we often talked about it, and we had friends who had vans, and we would design them, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, I saw some stuff about van living on a recent Sue Perkins documentary. I think it was called Sue Perkins' Big American Road Trip, and it was, oh crikey, I couldn't tell you what channel it was on now, maybe 4. Anyway, she basically went on the road to talk to people who were living in vans, and I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and it kind of woke a spark up. And then I was talking to my friend Ali, and she was saying how much she enjoys watching people in vans as well. And I was flicking around on YouTube, as you do, and I found the most incredible van. It's a woman, I think she's Australian, she's called Claire, and if you look at her van from the outside, it's like a white van man type van, but then you open up the slidey door and there's a wooden door behind it. Anyway, I will try and put some pictures of the van in here somewhere, so that you can see what I was looking at. What else is there to say? I think I'm probably done. There's going to be a lot of little pictures inserted into this vlog, which I hope you will enjoy. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is a piece of art that I did in response to the question, if you could draw a picture that represents you and your interests, what would that look like? I did 2 versions, and they both came out really well. One I feel is stronger in that I used more digital techniques and it was drawn digitally. The other one, I struggled with doing it digitally. It was the first one that I did, and the vulnerability that the sketch at the beginning was lost, I feel, in the picture, although a lot of people have told me that it's still a really good picture. So we'll finish up with the picture of those. And that's me done. it's been lovely, really lovely. Oh, not quite done. Mr. Aardvark's fun fact. Today's fun fact is history this time. I almost said history this year, not this year, this time. Okay, so the fun fact is that when Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, she was condemned for 2 crimes. The first was witchcraft, and the second was wearing men's clothing. Imagine that today. How many of us would be executed because we wear blokes' clothing? We're a very lucky society, aren't we? Very lucky. Anyway, I hope you have a really lovely, however long I leave this, probably a month, but if there's lots to say, I'll come back before a month is up. As usual, if you want to, you can chat to me in the box down below, and I will answer. Don't get wet, it's pouring outside today. It probably is where you are. And yeah, just have lots of fun and enjoy yourselves, and I will come back with lots of stories and stuff that I've been up to. Take care, and lots of love from both of us. Bye!